less than P class equals data end equals 354, data start equals 85 greater than. Alright, let's talk about Girona versus Real Betis, a clash that, while flying slightly under the radar, carried huge implications for both ends of the La Liga table. It went down on April 21st at Montilivi, and let me tell you, it was a tense, high-stakes kind of night. Less than P class equals data end equals 950 data start equals 356 greater than. Coming into this game, Girona were desperately trying to avoid being sucked deeper into the relegation battle. They hadn't won a match since early February. That's 9 straight league games without a victory. That's not just poor form, that's crisis territory. You could see the pressure mounting on Michel and his squad, especially after tough losses like the 4-1 derby thumping by Barcelona and the narrow 2-1 loss to Osasuna. Injuries certainly haven't helped. Brian Gill's season-ending knee issue and Miguel Gutierrez's lingering muscle problem meant a thinner squad going into this one. Less than P class equals data end equals 1389. Data start equals 952. Greater than Betis, on the other hand, were riding a wave of confidence. They just made history by reaching their first ever European semi-final in the Conference League, and now they've got their eyes firmly set on snatching a Champions League spot. That dream got a boost when La Liga earned an extra place in next season's competition due to strong performances in Europe. Suddenly 6th place could be enough, and Betis were sitting right there. Less than P class equals data end equals 1699. Data start equals 1391 greater than. But despite their momentum, they weren't coming in flawless. A 2-1 loss to Villarreal the week prior ended a 7-match unbeaten run in the league. They were also missing key players like Diego Llorente, Marc Roca, and Chimi Avila due to injury. So while confidence was high, the squad was a bit patched up. Less than P class equals data end equals 2020. Start equals 1701 greater than. Still, when the game kicked off, it was clear Betis had the edge. They looked sharper, more composed. Johnny Cardoso was everywhere, setting the tone early with a goal in just the 6th minute. Aitor Ruibal added to Girona's misery midway through the first half with another strike, putting Betis 2-0 up before the break. Less than tap class equals data end equals 235, 1 data start equals 2022, greater than. Girona, to their credit, didn't completely fold. They showed some fight, with Yasser Asprilla, one of the few bright sparks in recent weeks, trying to inject some energy. But it just wasn't enough. A late push wasn't enough to break through, and when the final whistle blew, it was Betis walking away with a hard-earned 1-0 win. Less than P class equals data end equals 2736. Data start equals 2353 greater than. This result says a lot. For Girona, it's now 10 league games without a win. They're teetering dangerously close to the drop zone, and with 5 of their last 7 matches coming against top-half teams, the road ahead is rough. For Betis, though, it's a statement. They're keeping pace in that Champions League chase, proving they've got both European grit and domestic consistency. Less than P class equals data end equals 2943. Data start equals 2738 greater than. It wasn't the flashiest match of the season, but it was a perfect snapshot of 2 teams heading in completely different directions. One fighting for survival, the other dreaming of Europe's biggest stage. Stay subscribed for more videos.